Evening, everybody. Brian Neubert here from goldenblack.com, live in Bankers Life Fieldhouse once again, as we are every year at this time, from the Crossroads Classic in Indianapolis, where Purdue this year lost 70-61 to number 17 and now 11-1 Butler. So this will be a wrap video following Purdue's final marquee non-conference game of the season. Give you something to watch here while you look for parking at the mall, while you stand in line at Auntie Anne's for a pretzel, while you do whatever it is you're doing right now on the final weekend before the holidays. So bear with us here because we're just going to talk. 70-61 Butler over Purdue. Purdue, I don't want to call Purdue a bad offensive team because I think there's a difference between a bad offensive team and a bad scoring team. And once again, as we talked about 2 games ago after Nebraska, you run good offense. Purdue gets itself opportunities to score and just doesn't do it. And look, today Purdue needed Travion Williams to be really good. And Travion Williams atypically, uncharacteristically, struggled going 5 of 14 from the floor, essentially 4 of 13 because he rimmed in a three-pointer at the buzzer. That really didn't matter all that much and really isn't something you gauge his play on anyway. Jahad Proctor obviously struggles 2 of 13 from the floor. Beyond that, look, Purdue could have made 3 or 4 more layups in this game. Might not have changed anything. But you don't know because they missed the layups. And they've done this so often this season that it really defies, it's really hard to wrap your head around why a team really struggles to just get the ball right at the rim. What seems like the easiest play in basketball, and I'm certainly not saying it is because I've never had to do it, nor will I ever, nor would I be able to probably in that situation. But Purdue just cannot reward itself, for good offense, for doing the hard part, and then it struggles with the so-called easy part. And Eric Hunter misses one in transition. Aaron Wheeler, I think, misses one on a back cut from Travion Williams. Might not have been the easiest finish in the world, but it was there to be made. Later, Aaron Wheeler, I think, gets an offensive rebound, has the ball right at the rim, misses. Travion Williams misses one from within 6 inches. I don't know if that might have been contested. That might not have been the most routine shot ever attempted in basketball, but that's 4 opportunities right there that Purdue had. I mean, how many others have there been? I remember the Texas game. There were so many of those plays where Purdue either had a layup, missed a layup, had a clear path, had it batted away or knocked away. And all that stuff mattered at the end. If Purdue made 2 or 3 more of those, that game was over. That game was won. Marquette, you really struggled to score. You missed some opportunities. Florida State, you had a number of opportunities that you couldn't finish against a really good defensive team. Today, again, the missed opportunities might not have swung the outcome of this game, but you don't know what it would have meant because it didn't happen. Purdue just really, really struggles offensively, and there's really no real rhyme or reason to it because I don't really have a whole lot of frame of reference, at least at Purdue, of a team that just struggles to finish at the rim the way this one does. And when I say struggle to finish the rim, I don't mean dunking on. Trying to think of a shot. Rudy Gobert. How about that? I'm not talking about like Purdue trying to dunk on Rudy Gobert. I'm talking about layups, just uncontested, seemingly routine layups that they can't make, haven't been able to make. I'm sure that they'll make them or more than they're making now into the future, but to this point, it's something Purdue's really struggled with, and it's really difficult to kind of wrap your head around. And, you've heard Purdue talk all year long about concentration, whether it's catching the ball, holding the ball. Basketball is really a simple game. You catch the ball, you throw the ball, you pass the ball. I'm sorry, that was a Bull Durham cut in there. Anyway, Purdue has talked often about concentration in key moments, whether it's been unforced turnovers, whether it's been finishing at the rim, layups, free throws, whatever it might be. You hear this concentration word come up. And, I'll say what I said after like game 2 or 3. Maybe this team is just kind of a spaz. Maybe they just have to be that much better everywhere else so that they can afford themselves some margin for error to see some easy things go by the wayside. I don't know, but Purdue really hurts itself with its inability at times to help itself with relatively routine plays, and it continues to undercut itself by doing the hard part and then, not capitalizing on the so-called easy part. What to make of it, I don't know. But again, the numbers make Purdue look like a bad offensive team, but the closer inspection makes it look like a team that just cannot handle success, it seems like. So Purdue's going to have to hope that reverses itself, because it obviously bit it tonight in a big way. Again, I don't know if 3 or 4 layups make the difference in this game. Purdue did get this down to 4 points at the end, cosmetically. Had a chance to get it within one possession. Eric Hunter split a pair of free throws that could have got it down to 3. Had Purdue made a couple more buckets, you don't know how this game would have unfolded, because Purdue wouldn't have gone into scramble mode probably quite as soon, because it would have been a closer game. You just don't know how things would have turned out. You don't know if Purdue makes a couple more layups, if that even matters. But you don't know because they don't do it, so you don't really see them as, they'd prefer to be seen. They're talking now as well. People have made mention the last couple of games about the inability to capitalize on offense affecting other areas of their game as well, and that probably falls under the larger topic of concentration as well. So, it's 12 games now, and that always leads you to believe that you're probably close. This is probably closer to what you are relative to this only being the start of the season. So Purdue has to hope its reality on this front changes dramatically. I don't really know what the solution is, but Purdue has enough offensive limitations as it is. It has to capitalize on the things that are there to be capitalized upon. Other thing about this game that I think looms really large, that I was guilty of underselling. I think I overvalued Matt Harm's loss before Ohio. I think I undervalued it today, because you really, really felt it today. And Matt Harms is really good. I thought he was going to have a first-team All-Big Ten type of season. I'm not saying he won't at this point. He still might. But I think he's Purdue's best player. He's certainly its best player at both ends of the floor combined. He's a critical piece to them defensively. He's a really important piece offensively. You can't not have a player like that and not feel it. I think they got away with it at Ohio because they were so good in so many other areas. But against a much better opponent with much reduced margin for error, you just could not have Matt Harms and not expect that to show up. And it really did show up. It showed up on offense, it showed up on defense, and it showed up when Purdue had to go to the bench. Travion Williams was struggling in the first place, to make shots at least. But when you went to the bench, this wasn't Evan Boudreau's best game. You really could have used that situation where you had both of them out there, or one or the other out there at all times. Used Evan Boudreau a little bit at the 4 when Aaron Wheeler was struggling. Whatever it might have been, you really needed Matt Harms. This was a game that set up to, I thought, from a matchups perspective, to be able to play the two big guys together. I thought this game really kind of played into Purdue's strengths a little bit. The tempo was going to be played at, the style of defense, just the general style of play. I thought the matchups were going to go in Purdue's favor because Purdue has two defensive stoppers, so to speak, at guard now, and that would have matched them up really well with Aaron Thompson and Kamar Baldwin. But also I thought the pace of the game was going to play into Purdue's favor, and I thought had you had the two big guys, that really would have played into Purdue's favor. I'm not saying Purdue would have won this game had they had Matt Harms, but I don't think Purdue's down 17 in the second half either. I think he really would have helped them. You have to admit, Butler's really good. They're 11-1 now for a reason. This isn't like Purdue just gave one away here. A lot went wrong for Purdue that had it gone right, things would have been very different, but Butler's really good, and Butler beat Purdue. But obviously, Purdue's failings, Purdue's personnel losses really, really mattered in this game too. So Purdue's got to get better from this, clearly. I mean, as I said before, 12 games is a pretty big sample size. It's kind of more what you are than scratching the surface of becoming what you will become. Purdue has to be better offensively than this. They have to. Look, I mean, I know at this time a year ago I was saying I don't know if Purdue's going to make the NCAA tournament or not. I think Purdue's NCAA tournament resume is now written for the non-conference season. I think that obviously you've got VCU, you've got Virginia. You will get rewarded for playing a difficult schedule. You have a road win at Ohio. What that will matter for all that much, I don't know, but road wins are always nice. But you have to play your way into the NCAA tournament from here on out. You didn't put yourself in as good a position as you could have been in non-conference. And when you look at this team, the way they score or don't score, you know, you kind of look at them like this could go a lot of different ways. I mean, if the light comes on and suddenly they're a really good defensive team, which they have been and will continue to be, I think. If their offense gets a little bit better, they just get better at capitalizing on their opportunities. They can beat a lot of people in the Big Ten. But if they're more often than not this team that goes 6 of 35 at Nebraska three-point range, or this team today that is shooting 19% 2.5 minutes into the second half against a very good defensive team, everybody in the Big Ten, for the most part, is going to be a pretty good defensive team at least the good teams. And you've already lost to the worst teams, so that's probably worth mentioning as well. This is a team that I think has the potential to be in that upper third of the Big Ten, waltz in the NCAA tournament when all is said and done. But this also has a potential to be kind of like a 500-ish type of team, and really kind of be sweating things out at the end of the year. And it's going to depend on their ability to. I mean, it's rudimentary basketball. It's going to depend on this team's ability to just score. I mean, you have to score to win. And Purdue has really struggled offensively at times, but at times too, it has done enough offensively to win games, but it just doesn't score. It can't capitalize on the opportunities it gives itself, and that's you can't really wrap your head around it. If you're Purdue, I guess you just hope that suddenly you start making all your layups. You start just being more efficient, whatever it may be. You stop squandering opportunities. It's kind of where Purdue is right now. I think they're at a distinct crossroads, if you will. Literally, they're at the crossroads, and figuratively, they're at a crossroads. We'll see what they go from here, but 7-5 coming out of non-conference play wasn't outside the realm of possibility for a team that was very new and very, I don't want to say young because they're not necessarily young, but had a lot of things different, shall we say. 7-5 is probably not the best case scenario. It's certainly not the best case scenario. I think you should have beaten Texas. I think you should have beaten Marquette. The way things played out, you could have beaten Florida State. Today, I think you got beat by a very good team, largely because of things that you could have done a little bit better that would have changed the outcome. But even if you've done those things better, there's no guarantee that it would have changed the outcome. So that's what I got. I'm talking in circles here. So that's pretty much all I have from the basketball game. Obviously, we only have a couple days here till the holidays, till Christmas or whichever you recognize. I just wanted to obviously give you my heartwarming holiday message. Just say thanks to everybody for all your support. Seems like a lot of you tolerate our work. We try to be fair. We try to be objective. We try to do things professionally, but we also try to have some fun and be entertaining. And it seems like a few of you, for whatever reason, enjoy that. So we thank you profoundly from the bottom of our hearts, and our hearts are very deep. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, sober holiday season. Thank you for watching. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. And thank you for processing our materials. However did you process our materials? I hope your Annie Ann's pretzel is absolutely delicious. Have a good night, everybody.